All right, today we're jumping into a really cool wellness idea called cycle syncing. Basically, it's all about figuring out how to work with your body's natural hormonal rhythms instead of, feeling like you're constantly fighting against them.
I mean, does this sound familiar? One week you're totally on fire, full of energy, and the next you just feel completely wiped out. Your mood, your focus, even what you're craving for lunch, it can all feel like it's on this wild roller coaster every single month. If you've ever felt that way, trust me, you are not the only one.
And this really gets to the heart of it, right? So many of us try to stick to this one-size-fits-all plan for our health, like the same workout, the same diet, the same super rigid schedule, day after day. But our bodies just aren't static like that, especially with our hormonal cycles. That kind of rigid routine it doesn't work with our natural flow.
So what's the alternative to feeling like you're in a constant battle? Well, that is exactly where cycle syncing comes in. It's a pretty powerful and honestly empowering way to completely reframe how you think about wellness. To put it simply, cycle syncing is just the practice of tuning in to where you are in your cycle and then tweaking your lifestyle to match that. And this isn't about some super strict set of rules you have to follow. It's more about making smart, conscious choices with your food, your workouts, and even your social calendar to really support what your body needs in that exact moment.
This quote right here, it just nails the whole philosophy. It's about making this big shift from trying to force your body to fit into your life to actually designing your life to support your body. It changes everything from a battle into a real partnership.
Okay, so how does this actually work? Like, what do you do? Well, it all starts with understanding the 4 distinct phases of your cycle. A great way to think about them is like your own inner seasons.
So your cycle can be broken down into these 4 phases. Just think of them like seasons. Your menstrual phase, that's your inner winter, a time to rest up. Then you've got your follicular phase, which is like your spring, perfect for new beginnings. Ovulation is your summer, when you're feeling super social. And finally, the luteal phase is your autumn, a time to focus and get things done. Each one has its own unique hormonal vibe and energy level. So let's start with the menstrual phase, your inner winter. Your hormones are at their lowest point here, and your body is kind of turning its energy inward to recharge. This is your cue to prioritize rest, maybe some gentle movement like a walk or some stretching, and focus on warm, nourishing foods.
Right after that, you move into the follicular phase, your springtime. Estrogen starts to rise, and you'll feel your energy and creativity really start to kick in. This makes it the absolute perfect time to brainstorm, start new projects, and maybe try some new, more energetic workouts.
And then comes ovulation, your hormonal peak. It's like summer. Estrogen and testosterone are at their highest, which gives you this amazing boost in energy, confidence, and even your communication skills. This is why it's the ideal time for those big, important meetings, high-impact exercise, and just getting out there and connecting with people.
And finally, we have the luteal phase, your autumn. Progesterone is on the rise, and your energy starts to wind down a bit from that summer peak. This is a great time to turn your focus inward again, tackle those detail-oriented tasks, and maybe shift to workouts like strength training or yoga as your body gets ready to rest again.
Okay, this all sounds pretty interesting, right? But why does it actually matter? What are the real, tangible benefits of living this way? Let's get into that.
The potential benefits are actually pretty compelling. We're talking about things like reduced PMS symptoms, better emotional balance, and way less fatigue. It's about optimizing everything, knowing when you can probably lift heavier at the gym versus when you should schedule that big project at work. It's really about fostering a deeper sense of compassion for yourself. Of course, I know what you're probably thinking. You've got some practical questions, so let's do a quick little reality check on some of the most common ones. A huge one is, what if my cycle isn't a perfect 28-day clock?
And the answer is a big yes. Even if your cycle is irregular, the practice itself helps you build this incredible awareness of your own body. You start to notice patterns and little cues, and that information is so valuable, no matter what.
Another really common question, what about hormonal birth control? I mean, that's designed to alter your natural cycle, right? And the answer is still yes. While hormonal birth control does suppress those natural ups and downs, the core principle of just tuning into your body's energy and supporting your well-being, that absolutely still applies. You can totally adapt the practice to fit you.
Now, this is a really, really important one. We need to be clear about what cycle syncing is and what it isn't.
So let's be super clear. Cycle syncing is not a medical treatment. It's a wellness and lifestyle practice. It's all about education and empowerment. It can definitely complement medical care or therapy, for sure, but it never, ever replaces it.
When you get right down to it, this is all about a huge shift in mindset. It's about starting to see your body not as some kind of obstacle, but as your greatest ally.
At the end of the day, the goal here isn't about being perfect or tracking every little detail flawlessly. It's just about feeling more connected to your body, more aware of its rhythms, and feeling empowered to make choices that truly support you every single day of the month.
It really all boils down to these three things: empowerment, education, and balance. It's the empowerment that comes from understanding your own body, the education about how your hormones work, and finding a much more sustainable, gentle sense of balance in your life.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Instead of always pushing through fatigue or ignoring what your body's trying to tell you, what new level of energy or creativity or just overall well-being could you unlock by simply learning to live in harmony with your natural rhythm?